Yeah, okay. Let's move on to the quarterfinals because let's see if we can keep continuing with this conversation. I agree. I've got England in the final. I've had it from day one to all the points that everybody was talking about. But now comes Le Bleu. Now comes Kylian Mbappe. Now comes the defending champions. What are your thoughts on facing France and this talented side? Because even though, as you said, you may not think that they're as good as England right now, they are still an absolute force. What are your thoughts facing them?
Well, I'd be fortunate. So I saw France today, so I've seen all the big teams so far. So I think I've got a fair assessment of where they're all at. And France, you're right. If this was France of Karim Benzema, Paul Pogba, N'Golo Kante, Hernandez, then that's France at their best. But they haven't got Benzema, they haven't got Pogba and Kante. And I think we saw today but Mbappe's a genius. Mbappe could beat any team on his day. And if Mbappe turns it on next week, then England are out. It's how it, you have to say that he's one of those players that can win any game, like Messi at Barcelona when he was at his best, and Ronaldo at Real Madrid. But midfield, I think that Rabiot and Chimene can't handle England's midfield of Bellingham, Henderson, Rice. I just think that England will win the midfield battle. And winning the midfield battle in the World Cup or any international is massive. So if England can control that midfield, then they take control of the game. Defensively, Harry Kane against Rafael Varane, Dayot Upamecano. It's a tough battle, but it's not one that Harry Kane can't win. And as you were saying before, he drops off. England have got the pace to really hurt France. Up front, Olivier Giroud absolutely deserves all the respect out there. But I think that John Stones and Harry Maguire should be able to know how to deal with Olivier Giroud.
Yeah, they've seen enough of Olivier Giroud
exactly.
to deal with him.
The X factor is Mbappe. That is the one thing you can't predict or control. And who knows? But all of the areas of the pitch, I think England can match or better France. But it's just the superstar that they've got coming from the left. Today, at times, you look bored. Mbappe just looked like kind of bothered today. Matty Cash had a few moments where he got past him, and Mbappe went to sleep a bit on that left flank, and Cash had a chance, but then he flicked a switch, and then it was like bang, pass for Giroud, goal, and that's what can happen. But England, we saw it. We've seen it before with England, 1986, Maradona. If a genius decides that is going to be his day, you've got no chance. Mbappe is that genius. And that is the thing that England have to be aware of. But everywhere else on the pitch, England are better.
Mark, let me ask you about one player, though, given that you were there today. What did Antoine Griezmann look like? Obviously, watch the game, know what he's capable of, but just seeing more and more praise from people who were actually in the stadium today for everything that he did in that game.
Do you know, I don't know about Griezmann. I think Griezmann's one of these players that does well against a team that doesn't really give him much of a problem. I don't think Poland really pressured him. I thought he's a fair weather player, Antoine Griezmann. When the going gets tough, and he has done it in the past, but I wouldn't be worried about facing Griezmann. I really wouldn't. He's a good player, he's a talented player. His career's drifted a bit in the last couple of years. I just think Poland made it easy for him today. And the thing with France is they've got some great attacking players, but Griezmann and especially Dembele, the decision making is terrible at times. And the amount of balls that Dembele wasted. And I was sat next to Jules, so you can imagine what that experience was like. Me and Jules sat in the press box.
Hang on a minute. Tell us a little bit about what that was
like. I want to know that.
It was certainly losing his temper a little bit at times at the distribution or lack of certain French wingers, and I'm not talking about Kylian Mbappe. It's just that every time they got into the box in a position, they made the wrong pass. And Dembele, that's what he does. Sometimes his legs take him too fast for his body. And Griezmann, again, doesn't scan the area properly. Mbappe is the guy that everyone worries about, but Jules was up on his feet a few times, and it wasn't when they scored either. It was kind of a little bit tense at times. It'll be even more tense next week when they play England. Listen, me and Jules are sharing a flat, as you know, and it's going to be interesting how the next week builds up because, obviously Jules is very French. I'm as patriotic as he is, but I might just turn it on this week just to wind him up.
Well, I tell you what, your optimism right now, Og, is rubbing off because I do believe, and there's a tweet coming here. I hear we've got a tweet that's breaking the news here about England. Look at this.
Please let this tournament go better than 1990 did.
This is absolutely beautiful. Unbelievable. Hey, I got a question for you all. Tom Hamilton, is it coming home?
Don't say coming home, please. No.
Don't start.
Judging by the prices of flights, any homecoming needs to be planned very carefully. So, no, it isn't. Not this time.
Well,
no, I can't see it. But yeah, that's my one bit of advice to Gareth would be have a look at the old Sky Scanner, plan your flights because they're extremely expensive. So keep that in mind.
I'm sorry, by the way. I'm not sorry. So I'm not having all this over familiarity with this first name business, Gareth. Gareth, listen.
How do you know he's not his best mate?
No, listen. I think we have to keep it professional and keep a cool head. Gareth Southgate. Southgate. But let's we don't be kind of we don't be on these kind of. We're not fans. Do you know what I mean? We're
all right, Craig Burley doesn't let us call anyone by their first name.
All right, so it's not Gaz then. I got to start.
Well, hang on a minute. Gareth Southgate was the captain at Middlesbrough when I was working at Middlesbrough.
And Villa's captain.
Can I give him a little cheeky Gaz?
Yeah, you can, K.
Skipper.
You can. Yeah, Skipper. Yeah. I am never calling him Skipper.
All right, so what are your feelings then? Tom, you don't think they're going to go all the way? When did they come out? Is France the end of the road for England?
Yeah, I think so. I think Mbappe's going to do them over. And Mr. Southgate will have to wonder what could have been, I'm afraid.
Mr. Southgate.
You want Gareth to lose.
You've got them going all the way at the final.
Yeah,
I have them going all the way. I'll be very quick on this, and I think Augie said it perfectly. I think that matchup-wise, Kylian Mbappe is the X factor for France. Everywhere else on the pitch, England has it. I've always said that the transitional French midfield won't get to the final, and this midfield from England, now with Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane clicking, Phil Foden. There's a deeper bench, by the way, from an England perspective. England's got this. It's England's to lose. I truly believe that.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.